Hey, what's up? This is Xenith back with another tutorial, this time for a wet dubstep bass. This was a request, not a sound that I really use that much or have made before, but I did my best, and here's it. It's using an example song. This isn't going to be a release track or anything. This is just a sample. That's the sound right there, that little drip. I don't know why I call them drips, but kind of sound like drips. Anyways, here's a half note of it. Those are all eighth notes, and that one was a half note. Alright, so I'm going to make you the basic sound. You can tweak it after. You know, I'm not making it exactly like the one that he showed me, but this is the basis of that sound. So that's what it sounds like. Alright, I'm going to try to guide you through this video. I know that I made the patch kind of in a weird order, but just follow along as I make it, and you can pause the video and copy down everything just how I have it. And I guess if I get some requests, I'll just post the patches in my Facebook page or something like that. I don't know. Anyways, start up a new massive, go file new sound. Even if you just started a new massive, file new sound will get everything locked in where you want it. Alright, so we've got our new patch, and I'm going to click on that again. I don't know why, I'm compelled to. There we go. Alright, and now we're going to pitch these down to -24, so that's 2 octaves. Turn on all 3 of those, pitch them down -24. So now we've got all 3 oscillators on. We want a sine square, a square saw 1, and a sine harmonic 1. Okay, and now we're going to want to turn the amp down on sine harmonic, kind of point it at the F1, turn the wavetable all the way down. Also turn the wavetable down a bit on the square saw, so point it kind of at the S in spectrum, or the I in intensity, kind of somewhere in there. And then go to your sine square and turn the wavetable all the way down. So it's just a sine wave. You can turn that up a little bit. Usually when people make subs, because I'm kind of using that as a sub end, they turn it up a little bit to the square, and it kind of makes it a little bit fatter. Anyways, go get a Bandpass Filter 1. You want your cutoff to be kind of towards the B in bandwidth. The bandwidth you want to bring down almost all the way, so that it's like to like the 3rd notch before last, somewhere in between the 3rd and 4th one. Okay, and then the resonance you can leave right where it's at. You can double click it. If it's off, it'll go back to center. So that's good. Alright, now the LFO. So the LFO we're going to be applying to filter 1. We want it to be a performer though, so switch that over. Turn sync on, and you want 1/8 rate. You can always change that later, but you're going to want 1/8. Turn the X-fade curve all the way up, and then go to load curve and make sure there's triangles in on all over that already. I've already got them in. I don't know if it starts like that. I guess it does, but yeah, make sure they're triangles. Okay, and now we're going to do effects. So you want reverb first. Turn that down, kind of pointing at the corner, below the corner. And then you want that pointing at the T, the size pointing at the T in dry wet. And for FX2, we want a dimension expander. And then you're going to want to turn the dry wet down a bit. And you're going to want to turn the size down a bit too. And you can make the size a little bit smaller than I make it here. You can tweak with it, just listen to it, whatever sounds good. And then final thing is turn the EQ on. Make sure you're turning on all those little lights every time that turns the thing on. So low shelf, we want to turn up to the F in low shelf. Boost, we want to turn up to the S in boost. Frequency, you can leave right where it's at. High shelf, you can turn it up a bit. Turn it up to the F in high shelf. Okay. So now what we want to do to get our drip sound, and this is what's the main part of the sound, what's making the, like, essentially making the sound, is this filter and the performer. So we want it applied to the resonance and the cutoff. For the resonance, you want to turn it up, so you got that green line going almost all the way, so it's like to the second or third line. And then for the cutoff, you want it down, going down to almost all the way. And you can tweak with those, and I'd advise tweaking with the cutoff and resonance till you get it where you want it, because that's like the most important part of the sound. So I've got it in a workable spot. And now here's another really important part of the sound, the modulation. Turn that modulation oscillator on and turn the pitch to 12, so an octave up. Turn on your ring mod and turn on your phasing, and the phasing is the more important part. What I'm doing right there is putting a macro on. You don't have to do that. That's just so I can fine tune the phasing if I want. You can hear how it changes there. So yeah, you want the phasing pointing kind of around the bottom of that P, at the bottom, the base of that P in phase. And then you should be good. Make sure the phasing's on number 2. That's important. And then we've got all this stuff set up. The envelope doesn't really matter. You can just leave it at default. I don't know. You can turn the attack up and down, whatever you prefer. Now we're going to put a sine shaper on insert 1. And what this is going to do is we're going to give the tail end of the sound a little bit more distortion. So turn the drive down quite a bit on the sine shaper, so it's kind of lining up with the top of the other knob. So yeah, you don't want it up too far. But and then put your LFO, your performer 5, on the dry wet and turn it almost all the way up. Or you can turn it all the way up. I think it's actually all the way up. And you got the sound. You're done. I'm already playing the song, but that's it. You're ready to go. My next video, I'm going to be doing how to build like the basic components of a track, of a dubstep track, and then after that, I have another request. If there's any more requests, just hit me up on my Facebook or YouTube. Make sure you go like my Facebook. I'm always posting new songs on there. And go follow me on SoundCloud. All the information is down in the description. So, take it easy.